My father found me shivering inside a 24-hour laundromat with my toddler wrapped in a damp jacket. "Why are you out here? Where's your winter coat?" he demanded. I told him my fiancée locked me out. Muttered, "I'm fortunate she even pays the rent." My dad's jaw locked instantly. Then he pushed the glass door open and said, "Grab your son. We're ending this today." I was 26 when my son was born. My fiancée Camille seemed idyllic in the beginning. Lucrative tech job, charismatic, deeply involved with her family. After my startup went under 3 months postpartum, moving into her luxury condo in downtown Portland felt logical. A temporary bridge while I rebuilt my portfolio. Camille managed everything through financial isolation. The Wi-Fi passwords, the grocery deliveries, the thermostat. She dictated when I could use the home office. I thought she was just being protective. It took me far too long to realize that protection and imprisonment feel exactly the same until you try to leave. My escape route was my freelance design business, anchored by a $3,000 MacBook Pro I bought before we started dating. 5 months in, Camille asked to borrow it to compile code for a presentation. I agreed. She returned it the next morning, but the administrator password was changed. Then the narrative shifted. She said it was a security protocol for her firm. She said she'd unlock it later. Then she claimed the screen was glitching, and I shouldn't use it until she took it to the Apple Store. Every justification sounded plausible in a vacuum. It was only when you stacked them up that the bars of the cage became visible. I stopped demanding the password because Camille would sigh heavily, looking at me like an ungrateful burden. Her sister would chime in during family dinners, saying I needed to focus on fatherhood, that I should just let Camille provide. Hear that enough, and you question your own ambition. The breaking point hit on a freezing Tuesday. I finally secured a remote interview for an agency job at 1 p.m. I needed that laptop. I asked Camille for the password before she left for work. She said she'd text it. By 12:30 p.m., the text never came, and when I tried to leave to use the public library computers, the front door's smart lock flashed red. The passcode had been changed remotely. I was locked out of my own home, trapped in the hallway with nothing but my son and my phone. So, I walked 4 blocks in a sleet storm to a coin laundry. I managed to log into my email on a stranger's borrowed phone and sent a desperate message to my father's work address. I sat shivering under the fluorescent lights, my son clutching my neck. 30 minutes later, my dad's battered Ford F-150 jumped the curb. He slammed it in park. He looked at my frozen hands, at my crying baby, at the sheer terror in my eyes. He said my name, just once. I poured out the whole pathetic truth. The passwords, the financial abuse, the smart locks, the way I had to beg to access my own accounts. My dad didn't yell. He possesses a terrifying calm when a line is crossed. He said, "Get in." We didn't go back to the apartment. We drove straight to the downtown convention center where Camille was hosting a networking gala. My dad bypassed security, walked into the rented ballroom and spotted Camille holding a martini, playing the benevolent family woman. My dad walked up to her, interrupted a VP and said, "Hand over the laptop and the apartment keys." Now Camille tried her corporate charm, laughing nervously about security. My dad stepped closer. "You have 60 seconds before I call the police for grand larceny and false imprisonment." Camille's smile vanished. The humiliation of her facade cracking in front of her bosses was the only leverage that mattered. Camille reached into her briefcase and handed over my laptop and the physical master key without a word. We were back in the truck in under 10 minutes. My dad didn't lecture me or ask why I stayed. He just handed me a thermal blanket and said, "Your old room is already cleared out." I stayed with my parents for 2 months. I nailed the rescheduled interview. I rent a small duplex now. It has squeaky floorboards and drafty windows, but the locks are mechanical. I have the only key, and nobody monitors my screen time. Sometimes, you just need someone to kick the door open so you can finally walk through it.